Hello everyone, this is a gardening update for April 27th. I was going to show you everything I have planted and how I planted it this year. In this garden here, I started everything in containers and then transplanted it into the garden. And I'll show you how I planted this one in a few minutes. But over here I have, you can see these. I can't see through the screen there. Let me see here. There we go. I planted about 60 chard plants. Most of them are, well, I guess probably half of them are rainbow chard, and then the other half are a type of chard called perpetual spinach. And I planted about probably 25 or so of pak choi, which is supposed to be like bok choy. I've never grown it before. Let me show you one here. Seem to all be doing well. And over here I have about 60 kale. I planted two different kinds, a green kale, I can't remember the name of it. You can see that right there. And then I have a purple kale. Here's one right here. And for these, I just grew them in containers and transplanted them. I grew them in just soil from the woods where I live out there. I didn't use potting soil or compost or anything this year. And then I just I made a hole in the mulch and just took soil from the woods and filled in with the hole and transplanted them into the garden. And then over here, everything in here I started in the garden. And I'll show you what I have planted. Here's my garlic, it's doing really well. I planted it last fall. They're really tall plants. Over here I have a row of lemon squash. It's doing really well. And I have some bush beans. And over here I have some cucumbers. Pretty small still. And then I planted some amaranth. You can't really see them, they're still really, really small. I just noticed they sprouted yesterday. Over here I have 2 rows of okra. There's some over here. They like warmer weather, so I didn't plant those until last week. I'll come around here and show you my pumpkins. These are Seminole pumpkins. They're a type of wild pumpkin. It's native to Florida. There's 3 larger plants. And then the ones I planted here didn't come up, so I replanted them. And then there's one coming up there. And I have a few tomatoes in here. This year I didn't want to buy any plants, so everything started from seed. I usually buy the tomatoes and peppers. None of my tomatoes sprouted, none of my peppers sprouted. And I don't like peppers that much anyway, so I didn't worry about it. And I'll show you how I planted them in here. If you've never watched my videos before, I do no-till gardening, or no-dig gardening, or whatever. I've never tilled any of my gardens or turned them or anything. I just pile in mulch every year. For mulch, I mostly use leaves. I also pile in rotten wood and tree bark and dried grass and anything I can find. That's why I have so much big chunks of wood in here. And I'll show you how I planted these. I just made a hole in the mulch and several inches down and filled it in with soil from the woods and put my seeds in. And it seems to be doing well. In the past years when I planted like that, I went all the way down to the soil. But this year, a lot of that mulch I first put in is broken down. So I just made a hole down to that broken down mulch and stopped there and filled in with dirt. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I'll make a little hole. So you can see here, there's a little amaranth that sprouted. That's just a little hole in the mulch filled with soil from the woods. I'll make another hole over here. See, I just made a hole like that and filled it in with soil from the woods, and then just planted my seeds in there. And everything's done really well so far. Some of my cucumbers didn't come up, so I replanted a few holes, and they came up the second time. I think that's all so far. I'll keep doing updates every couple of weeks. Thanks for watching.